Historian and royal commentator Rafe Heydel-Mankoo joins us now live via Skype from London. Really good to have you with us.
Thanks very much.
It's a big day. I understand today actually feels like Christmas to some royal watchers around the world. Is this true?
Absolutely. I mean, really, it's a great day for all watchers all over the globe, but particularly for those people living in the Commonwealth, because after all, this is not just a celebrity birth. This is going to be the birth of the future head of state of Canada, Australia, New Zealand, of 16 other countries. So you mustn't lose sight of that either. This is a very important way to actually show that we have secured the succession for the head of state of our countries for probably into the 22nd century now.
Let's talk about why, regardless of gender, boy or girl, the line to the throne isn't affected.
Yes, well, this is actually the first time whereby the child of the one person in line of succession, whether or not it's a boy or a girl, will automatically succeed to the throne. This brings Britain and Canada and Australia in line with the European countries, which have basically got gender-neutral succession laws. It's a much more complicated issue for us because the Queen is Queen of 16 countries. Each of those countries needs to enact legislation to actually make this change permissible. Unfortunately, Canada and Australia are two of the possible problems here. We know full well with Canadian constitutional history how difficult it is to get 10 provinces to agree unanimously on something. And so because of that, the federal government decided to try to curtail that requirement and assent to the British legislation. And there's now a Supreme Court challenge, as you may know, in Canada from a group of Quebec professors who don't believe that Canada's federal government has the right to unilaterally change this. But God willing, if all goes well, Canada will come in as well as Australia, and we will have a unified succession law in all the countries.
This baby is third in line to the throne, so technically we still have to go through Charles, we still have to go through William before this baby were to make it to the throne. Does that take some of the pressure off, you think?
Yeah, well, this is actually the first time since 1894 that we have three people who are heirs to the throne in each generation. Not since we had Queen Victoria, Edward VII, George V, and George VI, Edward VIII. Have we been in this situation? So it's actually wonderful to know that, but it also means that really, in reality, the baby born today or tomorrow won't really become king or queen probably for 55, 60 years. So I think that gives quite enough breathing space to get the laws in order.
Rafe, what kind of king do you think Charles would be? And then the same question about William.
Well, the Prince of Wales has really become a national treasure in this country, much more so than I think in Canada, where, because of course he's not there as often as he would like to be, it takes a longer time to develop a relationship with the people. But over here, people certainly are seeing in him a Renaissance man, somebody who spoke out about agriculture, the environment, sustainable living, education, homelessness, in a time in the 80s when those things weren't really fashionable. And now, of course, those are all the hot topic issues of the day, and people can relate to him for that, and they see in him a refreshing character. I mean, the reality is his mother is in extremely good health. His grandmother lived to 102. There's no reason to think that the Queen, who's 87, won't live to a similar age. So it'll be a long time still until we see King Charles on the throne, and eyes will naturally always be on William as his successor.
One last thing for you. I'm not sure if you're a betting man. I know many Brits are. Boy or girl, what are you thinking?
Well, I was thinking a girl all along. However, as we're now slightly late in the pregnancy, I'm sort of wondering whether it may be a boy, but I'm still sort of thinking that it will be a girl. And I'm opting for Elizabeth definitely to be there somewhere in the name. Perhaps not the first, but definitely second or third.
I guess we'll all know soon enough. Royal commentator Rafe Heydel-Mankoo joining us via Skype, I should say. Thank you. Appreciate your insight very much today.
My pleasure.